superstar, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise, I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we
What up, and welcome to the first day of the rest of your lives. The Sports Money Network is changing the game this evening. Gone are your basement bullshit broadcasts here. We're excited for this evening here. Razor and I were just getting together, getting it all ironed out, you guys. It's going to be fun tonight. Excited for the NBA game. 8:30 start. So we got some time. And that's good because we got some 6 p.m. baseball that's going to get us underway. We've got a lot of fun tonight, though. We've got the NBA playoffs. We've got the Spurs and the Thunder. We've got the NHL playoffs. We've got the Vegas Golden Knights and the Colorado Avalanche. I've got a bevy of baseball bonus bets because I love you guys, man. I'm excited. I want to make sure you get these in. Some premium plays that I shared with the Winnable Squad. What else do we got going on? Nerfies and Yerfies? Yeah, we're back. We're ready to attack the Nerfy and Yerfie business. We'll hit some player props. I think I've got 5 total, 5, maybe 6 total player. Today's a player prop night, man. I don't know what happened. I just kind of got back and ready to attack from the little retreat that I was on. And I was like, you know what? It just feels like now we're getting down to it. We got some player props to go punch away at today. So I'm fired up for those. We'll talk about the sharp respected betting report. We'll put the bow on the show. Everybody get some dinner in you, and then you get back in here because we're going to have some fun here for the live show tonight. Some adult beverages, some big bucks being made. I couldn't think of a B. So anyhow, I hope you guys are enjoying it. Now we're just a couple of weeks in to the newly merged best goddamn sports network on the universe. And you know what? Look at plays, action, contributors. Just trying to give you guys more winning bets. Dylon and, of course, X Picks, MMA Jeff, firing off some of the videos for you guys to get some quick snapshots of action to get out there before the lines move. Ultimately, that's what we're trying to do. Yeah, it's got that 3-letter word to it, but just trying to give you some quick snippets to, maybe change the way you want to play. Maybe change a play. Maybe you've heard something that you didn't think you would hear, and it helps you make a better betting decision. That's all about strategy here. They are a bunch of hammers and nails. We are statisticians out there trying to improve every single day, working hard to get it done, you guys. So baseball show today, blasted off a 15-game card for you guys with MLB's bases loaded. Racing with Razor, Morning Steam. Now we're at Pregaming, where I give you guys all the last-minute angles and trends. A little TNA action. We'll talk some best bets. We'll talk cash flow splits. And I'll share with you some of the player props that made my betting card. I like betting player props. And if you don't, get on board, man. We added the player prop segment a couple months ago because they have been, we tracked them for a while. I hate tracking shit, especially if you're not playing it, but it's like, all right, we tracked it. They were winning. We implement them and they're winning. So, here we are. We've gone through testing. We've gone through phase 1. We're into phase 2 or 3. And I like, personally, because the payouts can be so much nicer, I like to get involved with the little round robin parlays, take these 5 NBA plays, slap them in a couple 3-leg parlays, and man, $100 makes you 500, $100 makes you 1,000. You know what happens out there. We do fire, and we fire at a high rate, you guys. So very excited. Thank you guys all for the birthday wishes. Appreciate everybody that kept me in their thoughts for my birthday. It was fun. I was overserved. Matter of fact, I was overserved all weekend, but damn if I didn't have a good time doing it. show them how it's done, you guys. Listen, here's something I want to introduce. Let's see if we can get in the game. Let's work on the hashtag sports money, okay? Want to see you guys hashtag sports money in the clips after the videos here on YouTube. Also on Twitter, your best bet of the day. I want to start highlighting you guys that are catching your best bets with hashtag sports money. So that'll be a nice way for me to capture the filter, and then we will recognize you guys. You put a best bet out there. Let's see it. Let's all work together to continue to grow this thing. And I think we can do that and recognize the winners. And maybe we aggregate them at the end of the month and we, do a duck race for some swag. How about that? We got the merch line. It's getting built as we speak. We're all about getting the plane in the air, and then we'll fix the wings while we're flying the son of a gun. But hashtag sports money. I'll drop it in the chat for you guys. Hashtag, where'd it go? Hashtag sports money. And I'll tell you what, this is going to piss everybody off, you guys. I love being a professional. Where's the mute button? There's the mute button. Let me get this. Let me copy this link. Get out there to this tweeter, this post, and hashtag sports money, your favorite bet for the evening. I want to see them. I want to start recognizing you guys for outstanding performance, because it really does take a village here. This is a community that we've built, and I love that you guys are a part of this with us. So we're going to hashtag sports money as we look to shout out you guys in your achievements. Plus, it'll be a lot easier for us during live streams to be able to pull it up and see, okay, who was on what. Let's shout them. Let's all sweat this shit together. We're all in it. We're all rowing the boat, baby. We just can't be rowing on one side, because you know what happens. I can tell you from this weekend, if you're only rowing on one side, you're going in circle. You're fucking going nowhere is what happens. And if you're in a small canoe, you potentially have the chance to tip it over. So we don't want that. But hashtag sports money with your best bet of the night to the tweet that's been posted out there. And we will collect these, recognize you guys. And look, let's say this. Don't be a dick. Okay. I don't need to see your minus 250 OKC Thunder. Okay. But if you found like an angle that's like minus 120, minus 130, something like that, we'll have a little segment. We'll shout you guys out and give you your recognition and your flowers, because yeah, we're here on screen, but we wouldn't be here if you guys weren't in the chat helping us build this community. And so win or lose, we'll still own it. Win or lose, we'll booze, as my friend Razor Sharp says. But I want to get you guys more involved, man. Some of you guys want to come on screen. Some of you guys want to just hang out in the chat. That's fine. It don't matter where you are. Just hashtag sports money on Twitter. Put a comment in the videos after the play. We'll recognize one every day out there. So shout out to you guys for joining us on this journey. As I mentioned, there's a lot of things coming down the pike, and it's May, it's the end of May, but guess what? We're only a couple months away from football season. We're going to have a big summer for the World Cup. Look, I'm a soccer capper, man. I hate the game. I hate the sport. And I think that's probably what makes me so effective at it. And it's so line movement driven. So that being said, you guys, we're at that point of the show. Let's get to it. I got some dinner plans before we do the live thing tonight. So want to get that done. Want to have a delicious dinner before I come back and smack the bookies bottom with you guys here. So you know how we start every show off out there. We want to see the plays in the chat, but we need your help. And that is by way of the thumbs up. We got to get engaged, man. Got to see you guys, shout you guys out. But we need your help. You got to get out there and smash that like button on the video. I know it's the dog days of summer, but man, money don't care what day of the year it is. People need to find a way to get that cash, especially in the summertime, man. We did that barbecue contest last year. That shit is expensive. You're talking like $25 for a rack of ribs. Not to mention, you got to slap another barbecue sauce and seasonings and sides. I mean, you're talking a barbecue dinner's over $100. So you got to win some money to go out there and be able to afford the finer things in life. And that's what we do here at the Sports Money Network. So show some support. You're down with barbecue. You're down with me. Smack that thumbs up button. Now let's talk about some winning plays tonight.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it.
Whoops. Vacation finger. Just getting excited for the UFC at the White House. The UFC White House event's just a couple of weeks away. We've got UFC coming up this weekend. In fact, the VB MMA Pick Show is back and ready to attack for you guys as well. So we'll get you set up, teed up, as they call it, to go out there and fire away. It's a super early card. It's a 4 a.m.er in Macau. The Galaxy Arena will host the UFC fight night. Song Yedong, Figueiredo, 4 a.m. on Saturday morning. So, the fellas will be, we'll be here. But we're going to see our guy VB MMA and Ramon Scott get out there and kick it off. So shout out to all you guys in the chat, man. I see you guys stacking in here, lining up. Redbeard is commenter numero uno. He says, ladies are late rolling in. Well, we'll wait for the ladies. That is for sure. Shout out to Bobby Mack and Andrew K in the house. Game 5 in the NBA. Appreciate you, Bobby Mack, with the happy belated birthday. There's that sports money, you guys. Hashtag sports money. Look, let's do it. Let's be professional disruptors. You know what I mean? People are going to be popping up their timelines and feeling fucking sports money. What is going on over there? What are them boys doing? And they're going to see that we're winning. We win in the chat. We win on screen. Shout out to 9 Legacy here. Speaking of winning, here's the 9 Legacy paid in full parlay of the day. He's coming home. He's bringing it home for us here. He's got the White Sox. He's got the Mets. He's got the Royals. He's got the A's, all on the money line. And then his best bets. He's got the Thunder, spread, Brewers, run line, and the Mets, money line. There you go. 9 Legacy. Checking in with the paid in full parlay of the day, you guys. Trevor Davis is here. He says, let's get this money, baby. You're goddamn right, Trevor Davis. Let's go. NYC Bar. He's popping in. He's got the OKC Thunder minus 4.5 and the over 217. Likes the Reds over 3.5 runs. Gonna be fun. Now, I am of the fuck around and find out variety, and as blown away as I was about these NHL games, yeah, I got to check them out, which was really cool. Now, things are really advancing in the middle of nowhere, as I was. But when the night was getting wound down, I was still watching NHL hockey and some amazing comebacks here. Really quite a bit of amazement overall. So NBA and NHL alike. Colorado Avalanche. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate you, my man. Colorado Avalanche and the Vegas Golden Knights. I talked about it the other day, and I'll stand on it. The subtraction of Cale Makar as the best defenseman in the game is really fucking crushing this Colorado Avalanche team. Now, it's hard to suspect a team could have a 3-goal lead and then drop it. Colorado Avalanche are supposed to be the best team in the game. Honestly, I was borderline blacked out for that comeback, so I didn't. I woke up thinking one thing and saw something entirely different. So Blackwood, though, they're going to go back to the yo-yo. Here's the difference when you've got multiple goaltenders. They can go back to this guy. He had a shaky little performance out there. He shit the bed. 3 goals on 13 shots. Hasn't played in 2 weeks. So now what are we going to see? We know they brought him in. They brought him in from San Jose. What do you say? He ain't been the play. But tonight I'm going to take the Colorado Avalanche. I think a couple things happen here. One, I do think that the recognition, sometimes you got the BD complex, you're walking around there thinking, man, it's longer than everybody's. And you just don't give a fuck. But now you got to recognize, what the problem is? Vegas Golden Knights, man, I was talking about this the other day. Tortorella, supposed to coach the professional women's hockey team. I think it was Portland or something like that. And, or Seattle, maybe one of them, doesn't matter. He just ghosted them. I don't blame him. 2 weeks before the postseason starts, the Avalanche or the Knights want to fire their coach and give him a shot. And this team sneaks their way in. So, I know a lot of us are talking about it. Peter Gracia says the Avs are due. Avs skied off a cliff. Here's the thing, and it's a real factor over 18 years, you guys. Probably one of the best bets on the board tonight is the teams that have lost more than one game in the series, including their last game, are 71-28. If they were the favorite the previous game, that was the Colorado Avalanche. So, I mean, kick this thing right in the face with a huge price tag. Think about it. Series opened, it was minus 200s. Minus 205s to jump in on that Colorado Avalanche team. And now, I mean, I got a minus 104 earlier today. So I'm in. I think, you know what? This is where I said I'll fuck around and find out, because I don't think the Avs go out there and get swept. I know they're facing it right now. Their back's against the wall. So it's about as ugly as it could get, but I just don't see, especially given this 18-year history, teams lost 3 games in the series. It's before game 5. So in other words, they're facing the sweep on the road. Okay. Facing the sweep on the road, 23-18 over 18 years. Now it's not as big a sample, but keep in mind, some of this shit doesn't happen that often. So what history is telling us is put your fucking money on the Colorado Avalanche here. We got a low price tag on the best team in hockey, and I use that euphemism lightly, but I think this is a good opportunity to see them boys bounce back here. Not only that, but I like the under in this game too. I'm a double dipper, and I want to give you both of them because I think you might have to take a look at a parlay in this thing as well. We got to see the final list before I get like jacked up here, but like there's a lot of dudes that are potentially out of this game, and the coach throws down the gauntlet and starts calling out Kale, saying, it's up to him if he's going to play or not. He's putting the work in, whatever it was that he specifically said about it there. Now you got McKinnon, Nikushkin. I mean, this team's a mash unit. All of a sudden, they went from the best team in hockey to a full-fledged mash unit. So Carter Hart, I mean, look, 3rd in goals saved, behind Dubish and Blood Clot Anderson. So, 6 goals this series. Well, I don't understand it. I think what's going to happen is these boys are going to come back and this line's going to spike. And right now we're catching it at almost even money. Look, I still like Kadri. He hasn't changed. And frankly, I think the change for Kadri and what you have to look at from a player prop perspective for this guy is the fact that with this injury potential for McKinnon and Nikushkin, why doesn't he move into the first line? He's got 8 points in 10 games. He's top 3 of expected goals for the Avalanche in the first 3 games of this series. So he's getting the scoring chances. And, this is where some scum fucker finds a way to come through. And I say that with all due respect, because I like Kadri. But when it comes to the playoffs, you see these guys just kind of lying in the weeds, and then all of a sudden, boom, they fucking got 6 points in the night. And you're like, what the hell just happened? And a guy puts the team on his back. So a goal from this guy plus 285. I mean, that seems reasonable to me. I can get there. A point is minus 120. I'm not against anybody that wants to jump in there. Minus 125 or minus 130s. You want to get involved in that game. I'm not so sure about the shots on goal. Because again, keep in mind, Tortorella does have that high level of demand that his players are going to block pucks with their face. So that does concern me a little bit, but I'll take a shot for him to score a goal. I will take the Colorado Avalanche, and I will take the under 6.5. Collectively, it's a fun night of gambling for us here. And I really like the way all 3 of those plays line up here. I think Kadri to score first, Kadri to score in overtime, Kadri to get the game winner. I just think this is the guy tonight that we hone in on. I talked about him 3 games ago. He just didn't quite get there for me yet. So there you go in my NHL thought process, how it's going to tie up, how it's going to shake down. I mean, look, the Knights have been on fire. I like the Vegas Knights too, by the way. That's my favorite West Coast team. And you know what's funny? What's not funny is wearing sandals in the woods and getting your fucking foot chomped on by those little black buggers. But anyhow, this team's kind of what we talk about. Some of these teams are built for playoffs, and they just kind of fuck around until the playoffs, and they get in, and then they go on a run. And that's very much Vegas in this case. Now, some people have talked about Vegas Avalanche coming back and winning this thing in 7. I don't know. I mean, I like money. But what? We're going to watch Vegas fall apart in the next 3 games with home ice advantage? I don't know that I can get to that point yet. So a few thoughts as it relates to the NHL this evening, but I think this is a good spot for us. I think we can get some good money in that spot, in that play. I'm going to talk about some Major League Baseball. Now, I talked a little bit about this Rays and Orioles game earlier. Look, not to get a repeat or be redundant, but Tampa Bay should bounce back with some fucking vigor. 74% of the bets and 85% of the cash have come in on this Tampa Bay team, but we got to look at this total. This is the zigzag effect, you guys. I talked about the system play on the show earlier today, and essentially what we're talking about here is when you've seen the same team in less than a week and you've got nobody else in between, the opposite happens. If you got fucking punched around like a pincushion on prom night, you're probably due to bounce back. Conversely, if that chastity belt's been all locked up, there's going to be some fucking going on. You know what I'm saying? And so I think when you look at this, the way it breaks out is you have to kind of position it from that side, first of all. And as I started looking at it, I did find some trends that, of course, are our friends until the end. And then we're looking at goals. I got hockey on the brain here. We're looking at some totals. We're looking at some overs. Road teams off a game that went over by 2 or more runs with fewer than 2 in the first 5. Go over. Taxed bullpens lead to leaky outcomes and add into that situation the fact that they just saw each other. 73 and 38 to the over. That's a 66% edge on the over 8.5 for us in the Tampa Bay game. So I like it. I think it's a good opportunity for us to take a shot for some runs. And for the record, starting to juice a little bit. Starting to juice just a peaker here. They're not going to go to 9. I think they're getting level action where they want it to be. But they are putting some juice. They are putting a little tax now on that over 8.5 in this Tampa Bay Baltimore game. So it's going to be an early start. Hopefully it goes over fast and we can cash. The Cubs and Pirates. Stop Geoengineering's coming in here. He says DK 25% money line boost on the Pirates at -113. Love the Pirates play today. I talked about this one, and I think it was 25 years. 25-year history saying when a team's got 9 straight losses in this situation, they lose again. Pirates should be able to come out there and punch these guys in the mouth. And so on the surface, yeah, I think that's a really good way to go. Yeah, the Cubs started off on absolute fire on top of the division, but they're 2-13 in their last 2 weeks. So if you're not aware, that's pretty freaking hard to do. Now they're going to go to Brandon Ashcraft on the Pirate side of things. And Braxton Ashcraft, excuse me. He's been having a good season. You know, he's got a sub-3 whip, sub-3 ERA and basically a 1.0 whip for his first 10. 2 earned runs or fewer in 8 of 10 outings. So I can see how you might say, hey, you know what? We want to take this under. But I like the Pirates. I don't think you want to fuck around with this Cubs team here. Like, what if there's an explosion and the Pirates find themselves in one of those games where they put up 27 runs, right? Now you're sitting there going, shit, should have just played the Pirates. There was a reasonable price tag, especially as we saw from Stop Geo with the boost. Now, when he played them earlier this year, they already have some history. I talked about this being the second leg of the Major League Baseball season. Probably going to go through about the 4th of July. Leg number 2. Leg number 3 will probably roll till around the second deadline. So in the first leg of the season, when he did face the Cubs, he only let up 1 run, struck out 9 dudes and gave him 5. So Chicago bats struggling, 177 against righties. That's a problem with the voluminous amount of righties in Major League Baseball. And so without the runs coming in here, I think the Pirates have a really good shot to win. I wouldn't be mad at anybody that wanted to look at Braxton to take the win. Let's take a look at this. Fuck the Cubs, respectfully. Pitcher wins, +1. So I like a couple of player props to catch the win today. I talked about Burnsy earlier today. I think Schlittler gets one. I'll probably parlay some of these guys. I'll probably parlay Burns with Schlittler and Braxton. Let's see what that does. I know a lot of guys aren't big parlay players, but fuck it. I don't care. Play what you want to play. I'm telling you what I'm playing. And so I like to play with some of these spots, though, where you're catching good plus money. And, like I told you guys before, the trick about managing the bankroll in this whole scenario is you don't have to bet the full unit to win a monster. You could bet a small fraction to win a unit. And so you're still in the game. You're still trying to responsibly grow your bankroll, but you don't hear a lot of people talk about that enough. I don't hear it. I was listening to some jerk offs today bitching about something, and I was like, man, shut up. There you go. There's what I'm talking about. So if you're $100 better, right? You take all three of these pitchers to catch the win. Schlittler, Burns, and Ashcraft. It's just over 9-1. So if you're $100 better, you're betting a tenth of a unit to pick up that unit. Now you pick up that unit. Let's go. That's the way I want to patch that. Peter Gracia said, man, listen, dude, I came back. You rest and recharge. I told you guys, I've been preaching it all year. You don't need to be watching shows at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night to see what you're going to play tomorrow. Let the brain recharge. Let it regroup. Pollute it a little bit with some, booze or smoke or whatever it is you do. Miami, Toronto is the other thing I'm going to do here tonight. And this is going to be a spot that I really, 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 I love this under. I've got a habit of getting fucked by Toronto unders, but not more than the Detroit first 5 unders. So I don't know how it's going to shake out as we go through the whole season, but here's the thing that I had some time to do a little research for you guys because there's a lot of this uncertainty. We know Sandy Alcantara's on the bump on the other side of things. He's been up and down. He's got about a 4 ERA, allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 7-11, baby. They're open 24/7, 7-11, except for that one time when never mind that 7-11 story. I think they were being robbed or something. But anyhow, Sandy's been firing. 7 of 11 starts have gone under 2 earned runs. He did shit to bet his last game. One of those non-unders was where he gave up 6 runs against the Braves. So that was a quick turnaround again. Fucking foot. But what I want to focus in on is the Blue Jay side of things. I like the Jays in this spot too. I'm starting to come around to them a little bit. I kind of have this funky little thing. You guys want to hear my theory? Let me just mark this. I don't know that I like it all the way, so just keep that in mind. But I got this little theory I'm going to test tonight. I'm going to pilot it. And I'll share it with you guys because I just, you know how it goes sometimes. You're just looking at this card and you're fresh and you're recharged and you're like, you know what? I've seen this enough. I'll talk about that in a second. Let's park that over here. Fisher's the opener. I talked about his last game. I mean, he's got a sub-3 ERA. He's got a 1 whip, and he's gone 30 innings. So do we see him go 2 or 3 innings? Maybe. And if he does, guess who's expected to come in and rack up the majority of the innings? Spencer Miles. Well, Miles, his ERA is even better. It's 2.17 with a 1 whip over 29 innings. So I don't think it's punt city for Toronto in this case against Sandy. I think they're trying to cobble together this win. And then you look at Miles, he's got a 1.37 ERA in 12 starts. No runs allowed in his last 3 outings, excuse me. And they were all 3 to 5 innings. So why not? Why can't we see him shove? And we just talked about Sandy. Sandy's in bounce back position. I got an 8 at 120. I like a first 5 at under 4 at 115. Actually, I see a 110 now that's out there, but I already got the 4 at 115. So I'm going to go under 8. I'm going to go under 4. And I wouldn't be mad at anybody that wants to go with Toronto for a big score. I mean, it's minus 125. It's not like it's, it's within the realm of what I consider a reasonable price tag. But I really like that under. I think that's a good way for us to capitalize. Lyrical miracle, baby. Let's go. Just a couple thoughts. And then I don't know. Do I have any others that really, I'll talk about some nerfies with you guys here. I got 2 spots I like in the Nerfy-Yerfy game tonight as well. Man, we have been just, it's so funny to see the evolution there because Shark and I were talking before when we were strategizing during football for the baseball show. I was like, dude, we got to put some Nerfies and Yerfies in there. We were both kind of like, they seem to be real gimmicky, but then Jesus, man, we just been hammering these guys. I'm just looking. Sometimes I wonder, what's that doing? Why is it doing that? So look at the Nationals and Cleveland Guardians game. Cleveland historically slow starts at home. Now, I know the Nationals, I talked about it before. They're not at home, but they are the best run scored in the first inning team in baseball, but they've been kind of clumping up lately. You know, we've been talking a little bit about their clumpy stern, if you guys know the reference. And so Cavalli and Cantillo, as much as Cantillo, the second time through the rotation pukes, both these guys are able to go out there and get through the sweaty 6. So your Nationals and your Guardians, nice little spot there for the no-run first inning. And then I looked at Atlanta and Boston. You got to shop this one around a little bit. I mean, there's minus 130s. There's a minus 111, though, at FanDuel. And that's what made me want to take a shot with this one here because Spencer Strider's a killer early. Fenway Park this year, particularly with the no runs at all. I mean, low run totals in general. Off and over, the Red Sox do throw unders out there at home on top of that. I think that's another one that you're catching a minus 111. So there's 2 Nerfies. Yes. Two no run first inning spots for you guys in Major League Baseball. And I think we can go out there and cash these things, man. I think we're going to get that payday. So, and there Peter says he's thinking Red Sox Braves no run first inning. They got these little black flies, man. Look at fuckers bite, dude. They bite hard. They bit me right in the center of my foot. Can't stop itching. Can't stop, won't stop. I wish I could stop. All right. That gets us through baseball. A couple spots, like I said, that I just wanted to give you guys that are some of the premium plays out there that I want to have some fun with tonight's show. Oh, you know what I was going to do? I was going to come back. I don't know. I wrote it down. I'm going to track it. Mets, Brewers, Phillies, Athletics, and Arizona tonight. I don't even want to tell you why. I've been tracking where these teams line up in scheduling spots. Like I say, I'm going to tell you why. And on the card where some of these spots fall, there's no movement. And it's just, I picked these. These are the 5 today that fell under that no movement situation. I parlayed them together. Fuck it. Only because I don't really like the Brewers tonight. And I don't like the Mets either. So I like the last 3. I like the Phillies. I like the Athletics, and I like Arizona. I just don't like the first 2, and that's going to be the true test of a potential model is when you don't like them, does it still step up and shine through? So that's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to get after it. So keep those 5 in mind: Mets, Milwaukee, Philly, A's, and Arizona. And what I mean is when you're going down the schedule, they've been falling. I'm not talking about travel or no travel. I'm just talking about the same spot on the schedule. So, you got to be doing a lot of bullshit to be, got to be taking a lot of smelling salts to figure that one out. But, anyhow, I don't know. I'm just going to track it and see I'm going to see if there's an edge to it. I'll track it. I'll fucking run it a couple times and see if there's an edge to it. And if there is, then we'll start putting that shit in play. Cause I've been noticing it for the last few weeks. Remember when I talked about the 3 legs of the sports money stool? We utilize tools and technology. We've been the early adopters in the whole tools and technology business. Everybody else is making fun of them. And like those guys that are making fun of them don't, where are they? They're not even doing shit anymore. You don't see them ever, Oh, they got sprinkles on their Sundays on Mondays. And all right, jerk off. Beat it because you're not here anymore. So there's got to be something to the tools and technology piece, but it's that expertise and experience where I said, and no disrespect to anybody that's young in the game here, but we got to learn somewhere. But when you're seeing things for the first time, it's a lot different than seeing things multiple times through and starting to be able to harden those chops that look at it and say, man, I've been seeing this shit winning for over a year. Now let me go put it on paper and see if it gets it done. Stop Gio says the square, don't care. Moneyline parlay of the day is the Dodgers and Yankees. Yeah, brother, I gave it out earlier today. I said it's hip to be square, and I think I made up the hip to be square. So Huey Lewis, appreciate him. I'll take it from here, Huey. So anyhow, you guys, let's see. So this basketball game to me is very intriguing in the fact that how can you not look at the under right off the hop, right off the gate, step number one? Is there any reason not to take the under in this game? I got it as high as 218 earlier today, and it's come back down. We're seeing some 217 and a halves. So statistically, I mean, if you want to look at the data and go by the playbook here, this last game, what the hell happened? They forget how to score? They forget they need more? Boy, it was almost like they wanted to get kicked out the door. And I think when it comes down to it with this game here, why would we see anything change? So when you look at these games overall, yeah, the first game, I mean, they're close, right? But they're slowly winding. Now, the first game was double overtime. That fucked a lot of people, right? Stole home court advantage on the San Antonio side of things. I told you guys the wrong team was favored. Turned out I was right. Game 2, OKC Thunder comes in here. 21 turnovers, man. That's got to be a record of some sort. That was an outlier statistically, I thought. But it was a 122-113 game, right? So we had 122-115, 122-113, 123-108, and then the bottom fell out this last game. 103-82. The Spurs kicked the shit out of the Thunder. Now, let me just double check because I was driving. Better be sure because I was driving. Status of SGA tonight. Status of a couple of these guys. It kind of feels a little bit like that hockey series we just talked about. So right now, and the numbers moving down right now as we speak. 5.5s have moved to 3.5s. 58% of the bets, 56% of the cash. You better take this San Antonio Spurs spot now before it gets any lower. You're not going to want to miss out on that, I don't think. Jalen Williams is the big fucking question mark, though. What's up with this dude, man? You forget it's the playoffs, dude? He's got the Cale Makar syndrome, right? Do I want to play? Should I play? Am I going to play? I'm not going to play. Maybe I'll play. I'm just trying to see where that. Did I bookmark it? I don't know. Let me see. Is this fucker a joke or not? He's got the blue check mark. Report Raptors are better than your favorite team, your best source for NBA news and updates. I don't know. I don't know. He's saying SGA is in question for this game. I don't know. I don't care. How about that? I don't know. I don't care. I'll pull down your underwear. The Thunder to the Thunder. Lightning to the under. Shitty game. And they're 0-9 with less than 2 days rest after scoring less than 105 points the previous game. So I like it. Wrong team's favored again. Although it's going to be tighter, I think. We might see this thing pass through 0 on both sides and catch like a +5 on both sides. And I think that's going to be an excellent way because I think it comes down to last basket. 0-9 ATS. On average, they're winning those games by about 3. So we're getting down. Get down, get down. I'm going to jump in. Well, I already jumped in. Jalen Williams is a problem. Left hamstring tightness. That affects their defense and their ability to stop a team from the Spurs backdoor cover. And then we saw this disgusting under festival. I didn't. I was watching hockey in the woods in Canada. But 185 points. Yeah, I think the Spurs can keep up with this thing, especially if there's going to be injury factors. So we're going to fire off an arsenal of player prop spots for you guys. So give me the Spurs. Give me the under. I'm cool if you want to sprinkle the money line on the Spurs. I think it's going to be tight, but why not, man? We all know the Spurs are going to win the NBA championship anyways, as given out from you guys back in November. So let's talk some player props real quick. Let's just go down the rip. I took the SGA under. He's only gone over 29.5 one time. That was game 2 with 30. So he barely got there. And he's being held to 24 points and then 19 points. And he's shooting like shit. So without Jalen Williams, it's compromising SGA's ability to go out there and play. So points-wise, right now you can catch an under 30.5 for SGA. At Fanatics, at BetMGM, minus 115. There's a look, here we go. DraftKings, minus 106. SGA under 30.5 points. Then we got to look at Dort. This fucking guy. What happened to him? He's completely shut down. 2 total points in his last 2 games. 1 of 2 shooting in game 4. The guy's not even trying. He fouled out. Fuck him. Under on that guy's point spread. Kind of correlates with where I thought the game would end up. So just keep that in mind. 5.5 is minus 136. But there's now some 4.5s in the marketplace. So remember, that's where we want to be feasting in these player props, is where we capped them early, either pro minutes or against minutes, and then the line moving in that direction as we get closer to game time. That's why we have this show here at this target sign. Then we're going to look at Vassell. We're going to take his over 13.5 points. Crushing it from the perimeter. Correlates with who I think is going to win the game. Now, some guys say they don't want to correlate their parlays and shit like that. I'm not of that elk. If I think a team's going to win, I want to have some, you know, it's like, it's no different. If you think a team's going to go public, you better have some shares. Well, a stock is going to go public, I should say. He scored 13 in Sunday's monstrous game and had a team high 33 minutes. So he's averaging 17 over his last 3. He's got 13.5 points as the number right now. Should be a good opportunity. And then the last but not least, I looked at De'Aaron Fox and I got his 9.5 rebounds and assists. 15 rebounds and assists, 13 rebounds and assists, 15 rebounds and assists. The guy's been a fucking rebound and assist machine, and they're not moving the number. So I do see a little bit of movement against them, meaning they're keeping the number at 9.5 still. Like, I guess some guys look at it differently. Like you catch the window until they move it like 2 or 3 points, and then you start going the other way or something. Look, I see 9.5s on his rebounds and assists, and I see it at plus 105. So that is how I want to celebrate this evening. And that is the plays that I have made this evening. I opened up, and I want to give you guys those because if you want to do some same game parlay action, then you should be able to go out there and take advantage. So where'd my Vassell play go? Okay. And last but not least, we've got ourselves some sharp, respected betting. Before I share that with you guys, I will remind you that, hey, you can support me over at Winnable. Putting the effort in trying to give you guys best winning bets. We don't win them all, but you get my extra action, my bonus content, my overnight waking cashers, and you can get it for a super. You know what I did? I left the promo code for one more day because it's fucking dirt cheap. What inspired me to do this is I was driving around this afternoon and I heard some jackass talking about how they're charging over $3 a day to get their plays for a year. And I was like, you know what, man? with all due respect, I got a 46% discount code going on out there right now. This will make my plays about 40 cents a day. You can go out there, get a 30-day, get a monthly package, 3-month or 6-month package. Not going to let you guys down. I work at this thing harder than just about everybody and anybody, and then some. And live it, breathe it, eat it, sleep in it. So if you guys would kindly take a second to consider supporting myself, I will do my best to give you guys winning plays over and above what we do here live on show. My finals, my live action, my other cons, was out of town this weekend. I wasn't doing any videos. Still posting plays out there. So check out winnable.com/Mikey Money. Use promo code MM46. Hey, it's your boy Mikey Money here, and letting you know the Sports Money team live over on Winnable, and you can get your favorite cappers' best bets. Come support the squad at Winnable.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
Let Sports Money Network's team of experienced handicappers do the hard work for you, and with the flexible notification options, you'll never miss a play as we drop them.
Don't wait. Don't guess. Don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, you guys, sharp, respected betting information. We'll get everybody up out of here, put a bow on this show. No mo NBA sharp, respected betting here tonight. They did have the Cavs and the over, for what that's worth. Last night, I did bet in on the over tonight, over 6.5 in that Colorado-Vegas game. So there is action in the NHL. It's been stagnant a little bit here. They had Colorado and Carolina a couple nights ago. And they had the over in that Carolina-Montreal game on Saturday, May 23rd. For what it's worth, there's no WNBA tonight. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. We know that has been a tremendous tool. And they lit up Major League Baseball today. They're having a slow start in the Major League Baseball season, but for those of you guys that are wondering, what is this sharp respected betting report? It is roll-up information from house respected bettors. Those are the bettors in Vegas that have the higher lines of credit, that do have the ability to go out there with a higher limit as well. They are the ones that come in and they are tracked by the various legal sports books, coming back to make sure that they are in tune with their customers and clients. Nobody wants to get busted by a sharp here. And the sharps tonight are on the LA Angels, the San Francisco Giants, the New York Metropolitans, and the Baltimore Orioles. Angels, Giants, Mets, Orioles. The under 8 in the Texas and Houston game. And St. Louis, Milwaukee, under 8. Cleveland, Washington, under 7.5. And Texas, Houston, under 8 as well. Those seem to be the ones with the biggest edges tonight. So keep your eyes open. Keep your ear to the ground. Break it down like a pound. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Blake M. Going to recap everyone. Have a winning night. Shout out to my guy, X-Nizzle. He says, Lego. Let's cash up today, my man. Yes, you guys, share the video. And introducing the hashtag sports money concept out there. If you guys could kindly go to the tweet, put your best bet, hashtag sports money, put it in the comments after the video, get it somewhere so we can recognize you guys and I'll sweat it out together. Want to sweat it out together with all you guys. And when we're doing these live streams, we want to talk about it. It's easier for us to pull it up. If you guys hashtag sports money, we can hashtag sports money and see all of the plays that come in from hashtag sports money so that you can get recognized. Well, we're winning these bets together. We're recognizing our guys on screen. We want to recognize you guys on screen. So if you haven't done so, make sure you give your best bet out there with a hashtag sports money. I've dropped the link for Twitter. You can follow me at Mikey Money Wins, and you'll see the show links out there to be able to drop that info. And that's all I got, you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. But man, oh man, stay tuned tonight. The game changes tonight. Enough of this bullshit. I'm going to raise the bar as we continue to do the tip of the spear. Has to stay sharp or it won't bring home the meat. And that's what we're going to do tonight. So I'll see you guys live here with the squad here. Get ready, get set, have a nice dinner, and come back on in here in just a little bit, and we'll be live for the NBA OKC Thunder, San Antonio Spurs. On behalf of the Sports Money Network, I'm your boy Mikey Money. Manage that bankroll and get that cash, baby.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine.